Hey everybody, this is just a little update of something I was working on. So I put together this text-to-speech Twitch bot, and I got the idea from another user on Twitch named Cake77, and he had put together a. I pretty much copied what he did, except I did it in C sharp. It's the same idea though. He did his in C++, and there's some nice functionality. For example, so if the user just types in a message, pull this over.
Hello.
So you get the voice, and then on here you see in the drop down you see okay that's the voice Brian. But there's all different kinds of voices. So for example, there's a narrator voice.
Hello.
And, it sounds quite a bit different, and there's all kinds of different voices. And if they type in something invalid, it will give them a link to a paste bin that has all the different voices that they can pick from. So something else is I have it where they can put in sounds in the middle of the message. Like let's say you wanted to have it'd say, "What are you doing?" and then make the bruh noise and then a fart noise.
What are you doing?
So you could put it in like that, and they can type in exclamation point sounds, and then it pulls up all of the different sounds that they have, and it's nice because it's really simple to work with, right? They can just like whenever you have this set up, you just go into the sounds directory and you just add whatever sounds, and then you just do another dump of all these file names, put it into paste bin so people know what your sounds are, or just don't tell them, make them catch on and figure them out. Yeah, I was pretty happy with this. It's pretty easy to get going, and it's set up where like if somebody sets a voice, or if they don't set a voice, the first time they type, they just get randomly assigned a voice, and then they can override it to whatever they want. But once they're assigned a voice, it saves it, right? So I can close out of this, and then I can start without debugging just so the title shows properly. And then when I reopen it, if that user types again,
Hey.
you see it went back to that narrator voice. And there's also the option to mute people, right? If somebody is obnoxious, and it'll store who was muted or not, and that way you won't have to hear them, but they can still type in chat. And the last thing I wanted to cover, there's an option to test out different voices up here,
ADG.
and there's the option to skip sounds. So if somebody puts in, something really obnoxious,
1031.
what you can do is hit skip sound. And the next thing I'm probably going to do is add in a button to where you can keybind it to something, so you don't have to click over on the window. You can just press the keybind. But that's all. And this is all obviously it's all on GitHub, all open source, and it's the way that it's working. In case you're wondering, it's so simple as far as getting the text to speech. So there's two implementations depending on which voice you're using. For the Stream Elements implementation, it's just doing a HTTP GET request against their endpoint. And the params are just part of the, I don't know if you really call it a URI or URL, but it's just part of what you're doing the GET against. And when you get it back, it's going to be just a byte array of the audio data. And then that's it. I mean, it's an MP3 format for the audio data. And that's all I'm doing to get it with this. And then for the TikTok endpoint, which has the better voices, like it has the pirate and it has that narrator voice, it's a little different. First off, you have to do a post, and the parameters have to be in the body. And I found that the only way that I could get it to work was I had to, serialize my object in the JSON data. That makes sense. And then for some reason, there was a content type being generated by default. So I had to remove that, and then I had to manually add the application JSON content type to my header. And I'm not really, I know how to do this, but I'm not super familiar with everything that's going on, so I can't explain why I had to do this. But it works, and it's just barely any code. It's crazy with C# what you can get away with. versus in C++, I imagine this would probably be quite a task to take this on. But yeah, that's all. And then once again, I got the idea and I referenced the project on GitHub from Cakes and his GitHub repository. Let's pull that up. So here's his GitHub repository, and he also streams on Twitch, and he has a YouTube channel. And I think his YouTube videos are pretty good. They're related to game dev, so I think I don't know what that was. I think you all would definitely find them entertaining if you'd want to check out his channel. I would highly recommend it. And yeah, that's all I really got going on. I'll have a link to this, to my repository for this, as well as to Cake's YouTube channel and his repository, his GitHub. Yeah, if you want to check that out. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching.